everyone has their own individual stories out there. But this is our story. In order for Siblings Reunited to survive, particularly through this pandemic, is we have to receive funding, and that's difficult, and things have changed because of what's going on in the world, and that's understandable. We can't close for a gap because of no funding. In order for us to reach that goal, these goals, and make more dreams happen, is to have no gaps in funding. It wouldn't be an option. So whilst we're aware of the uncertainties all over the world at the moment, one certain thing is we won't survive without the funding. Hi there, my name's Karen Morrison. I'm the founder and chair at Siblings Reunited. Well, I'll clarify, you may hear me talking about Siblings Reunited more often than not talking about STAR. Yes, it's the same charity. It's a bit of a mouthful for toddlers and small children. I guess we're just fondly known as STAR. It was set up in 2013 to provide the opportunity for regular and quality sibling contact for children that are separated in the care system or through adoption, kinship care, residential. The reason I decided to set up Siblings Reunited was really through our family's time as foster carers many years ago, maybe 11, 12 years ago. And it became apparent quite quickly to me that children, when they were accommodated into the care system, and if they had 2, 3 or more siblings, they were more likely going to be separated. And I guess if that was not hard enough, thereafter it became quite apparent that emphasis was really not put on the importance of their relationship and spending quality time together. They're at a time in their life where they've had to leave everything they know, everything. And on top of that, they've had to leave each other, sometimes up to 6 years. We have children that come to STAR and they haven't seen each other for that long, and it's desperately sad. Why can't all of these children and young people have a place just for themselves, a place to call home basically for each other? More importantly, a place where there's no previous memories, just a place to start new fresh memories together, and in many cases just a place where they could be children together. Eventually a site was located that appeared just perfect, and this site would be where STAR would be based. Another mammoth task was funding, and it took us a considerable time to obtain funding, and that came through initially from a big lottery, and allowed us to establish a field at STAR and create the STAR experience. We have an animal section with ponies, sheep, ducks, chickens, various small animals. We also built a garden section with a giant polytunnel. This is also a special area, and it's allowing the kids to learn to grow their own plants and harvest at harvest time in their own little gardens. We have play areas and have a giant wigwam which comes down at winter time because of the weather. Another light bulb moment was, wouldn't it be lovely if they had some kind of kitchen to take all their homegrown fruit and vegetables and make something themselves? They don't do what other brothers and sisters do. They can't sit down and have breakfast together or lunch together. Something as simple as that is massive to them. So again, we started funding, and we was able to create an outdoor kitchen, which is a fabulous place. Now we also have where I'm sitting just now, which is our woodland site. We have hammocks and bonfires and fairy trees and swings. Kids of all ages just love being here. A little bit further than here is our beach down at Star. It's along the River Tay. Sometimes you can see seals in the water and various other wildlife, and again quite often I can look over at children and they're just staring over the water, maybe holding hands and just enjoying that quality time together in such a lovely peaceful place. We're now in a situation where Star has helped reunite almost up to 500 siblings. And what's lovely to witness with all of our groups is when they come out of their various cars at the car park and they run into the site, hugging each other. And we've found over the years that in many cases we're the children's only continuity and stability. And I do remember a sibling group of 3, they hadn't had contact with each other for about 18 months. And there was an older girl and 2 younger sisters, all in separate placements. And the older girl had clearly been the parent at home. Each month she came back to Star. She was in a different placement, a different school, different, carers. So every month that this girl had to endure move after move. And we were able to witness this just in her face, just sadness, it was awful. And I remember sitting outside the polytunnel with her and she says, Karen, did you hear I've moved again? And I said, I did honey, and that's sad. And she turned around and looked at me and said, at least we have Star. Star never changes. We all find ourselves in the middle of a pandemic. It's scary for everybody, but particularly more scary for our looked after children and young people. They've already been through enough. Fortunately, Star has been able to get a little back on track and have our service open for our children and young people. It's been lovely to see them all coming back, and we know firsthand the challenges that they faced throughout lockdown, perhaps more than others, and just seeing them come back to Star, it's been lovely seeing each other, talking about all their stories and what they've been up to. And it's a scary time at the moment, and no less scary for them, perhaps more so. And in, I guess, a world of uncertainty, it's been nice to give them that continuity again, even albeit for a short period. We don't know what the future brings, but hopefully we can ensure their siblings are in it for them.